What up? What up? It's your brother, Mr. T Time. We back at it again. Hey, I hope you guys are doing great out there. I know that I am. Hey, you probably wondered in my last video, T Time, why you putting all your business out there? Listen, guys, because I'm not going to pretend to you that I'm not flawed. I'm not going to pretend to you that I haven't messed up and that I don't mess up. I don't want that. It's enough of us out here, trying to put on this facade that everything's okay, that we got it all together. God is proof that we don't have it all together. People killing themselves every day. Does that show you we got it all together? People suffering in silence every day. Does that show you that we have it all together? People are depressed. People feel lonely, isolated. People feel restricted. People walking in fear. So do you think we really have it all together? People walking around angry, bitter, can't let go of the things of the past. Do we have it all together? We don't have it all together. All of us have sinned and fallen short of God's glory. Our righteousness is like filthy rags because we aren't perfect. We make mistakes. I've made mistakes. How can I help you when you're going through something and the only thing I ever share with you are my good things, is my good side? Are you really going to feel that you can relate to me? Are you really going to feel that I can help you in the middle of a situation when I don't know that you haven't been through that? See, if you don't ever share your flaws, your mishaps, then people are not going to relate to you. You're not going to be able to truly help people, at least from not their perspective, because they're going to feel like you holier than them. You above them. You can't be touched. You can't be reached. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. I just want to be transparent. Life's too short to be walking around with a chip on my shoulder, acting like I got it all together, or frowning upon somebody else's mistakes and failures. Life too short. I got my own problems to worry about. I have my own failures and the consequences of those failures that I've had to deal with. I don't have time to be worried about everybody else. I don't have time to be critical of everyone else's failures. I don't have time for that. It's hard enough trying to keep myself on a straight and narrow. So why am I being critical of someone else when I can easily slip up? Just think about it. Just think about your tongue, which God says is hard to tame. It says that one minute you praising him with it, the next minute you slandering someone else. The next minute you speaking reckless. The next minute you cursing. The next minute you acting prideful. Who can tame it? Even in your thoughts, you lie. You lie about your feelings. I've lied about my feelings. Your spouse asks you, babe, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Come on, man. We're not perfect, guys. We lie. But we can overcome that if we just get real. God says worship him in spirit and in truth. We got to get real, guys. That's the only way we can be delivered from ourselves. We got to get real. We need to confess that we're jacked up. We're messed up. And we need to be more transparent about our lives so that we can help other people go through situations that we've been delivered from. Some people haven't been brought up the way we have. Some people haven't been brought up, around a good spiritual church-based family or whatever you want to call it. Some people haven't been brought up in a good environment. But yet we judge them. Yet we hold them accountable. Yeah, everybody knows right from wrong. They do. But if people constantly around bad influences, what do you think is going to happen to them? Yet we stand back and we sit and we watch in silence people run themselves into a ditch, bang their head against that wall. We watch people in judgment. We watch people. We looking for people to mess up. Oh, he's not who he say he is. Oh, he say he gonna do that? Oh, psst, please, him? Him? Well, do you not know him? Boy, let me tell you. Man, that man, don't put your money on that. I promise you. I promise you, he's not gonna change. Guys, we gotta cut all this foolishness out, guys. Stop walking around being phony and fake. We don't have it all together. So that's why I'm sharing my story. That's why I'm sharing my testimony. I haven't had it all together, but I know who's held me. I know who's carried me. I know who's helped me. That's God. That's Christ. I've been redeemed from my past failures. I've been redeemed from my mistakes. I've been made new. He throws my sins into the sea of forgetfulness and remembers them no more. So I'm not going to remind him, because God going to act like he got amnesia. What you talking about? And I'm not going to remind you. Why? Because I already made it right with God. Now, those who are hurt, yeah, I'll go back. I'll try to make it right. Say, listen, I acted totally outside of my character. I'm sorry that I offended you. I apologize that I've done it. I'm repenting. I'm turning away from my past sins. I'm turning away from those past behaviors. I'm turning away from the tongue of destruction. I'm turning away from those things. You can believe me or not, but I've made up my mind that I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. See, we have to stop judging folks, guys. And we have to stop acting like we holier than thou. Are you your brother's keeper? Yes, we're supposed to be our brother's keepers. If Jesus said that he'll leave the 99 and go after the one, then what you think we're supposed to do? We're supposed to love on people. And when people are hurting, you go and get them. You go see about them. You show some love. Show some compassion. Show some respect for their lives. Show that they're valuable. Everything that God created was good. Everything. We all have a greater purpose. God saw us all in heaven in his mind. He saw us as being marvelous, incredible creators just like him. God saw all of that. God sees you as his child. God wants us to choose him and choose him with our whole heart, our whole minds, and choose to walk in the newness of life that he's given us and break away from these worldly things. Break away from the conditioning of your mind. Your mind been so conditioned by your flesh to chase after the things of the world that you just get caught up too easily. You get entangled. Walking in snares. Walking into these traps. Just setting yourself up for failure. Listening to the wrong stuff. Watching the wrong things. Having itching ears. These cravings of sin, of worldliness, scrolling through the media, scrolling through your phone, scrolling through Facebook, YouTube, watching people fight, watching people cuss people out, watching people just act a pure fool. Just watching craziness. We filling ourselves up with so much filth. And that's what's causing us to stumble. So I'm asking you to rise above, guys. Rise above this worldly system. Rise above your old self, your flesh. Rise above, guys. Change the way we think so we can be a better people. Value one another. Treat each other with respect. When you walk past someone, speak to them. They may not speak back, but guess what? You sowed a seed. You sowed a seed. And it may take somebody else to come behind you and water that thing, but you sowed it. You may not get the response that you're looking for right away. But you don't know what that's doing to someone when they get by themselves. So please, guys, let's change our minds. Let's be renewed by the Spirit of God. Let our minds be renewed by the Spirit of God so that we can walk in his Spirit, so we can function as we've been designed to function, so we can do what we've been commissioned to do, making disciples of Christ. But God says that we must worship him in spirit and in truth. So we need to get honest about ourselves. We need to examine ourselves. Let every man examine himself. Let a man examine himself. Become self-aware of what you've been struggling with. Become self-aware of your old behaviors and attitude. Become self-aware that you're messed up, you're jacked up, that you need help. Come on, guys, let's get honest. Be honest with ourselves, be honest with God, so he can do a greater work in our lives. He's not going to be able to fix and change what you're not willing to give up. So I'm asking you to give up your pride, give up the fears, give up everything that's holding you back from being great and marvelous, incredible. Give it up, guys. Let's value each other. Let's treat each other with respect. Let's sow seeds of love. Let's be great in this earth. Let's do what we need to do in this short period of time that we have to do it. We don't have time to be wasted on foolishness. We don't have time for that. We got a short period of time on this earth, guys. God has chosen us during this period of time on earth to share with one another. We don't know when one of us is going to pass. We don't know when it's going to be our last day, moment. We don't know. We have enough stuff going on and trying to take care of our health, trying to keep our sanity, trying to raise our kids and take care of our families. That's challenging all in itself. So I'm asking you not to put due stress on yourself, not to be consumed with the things of this world that continues to entrap you. Let's free ourselves of those things so that we can live a great life while we're here. Show some love, show some respect. Free yourselves of your past. Free yourselves of other people's opinions. For God has a greater work for you to do. And I'm praying that you will be the person that he has called you to be. That you're going to live your life to the fullest. That you're going to live it in freedom as he allows you to live. That you're going to drop every weight that's holding you down. You're going to cast aside every burden that's holding you back. You're going to live as God has called you to live. You're going to run this race. You're going to be able to keep the win. You're not going to be growing weary and well-doing. You're not going to be fainting, but you're going to stand strong. You're going to be a great achiever. You're going to accomplish everything that God has for you. You're going to get everything God has for you. You're going to be great in his kingdom, guys. While we're here, let's make the best of this time. I love you guys. Peace.